Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Dragonkin the Banished video, I want to talk to you about the endgame mode called Dungeon Purification. At the time of recording, I have been playing the demo quite extensively, and this is the only game mode that's available in the demo. I'm excited to talk with you about it today. When Early Access does release on March 6th, there'll be a second game mode available as well, and you can bet we will be making a video covering that once we get our hands on it. For now, though, let's go ahead and talk about the endgame mode, Dungeon Purification, in Dragonkin the Banished. I went ahead and jumped into the game here for you. Before we talk about Dungeon Purification, it is worth pointing out that there are difficulty settings in this game. You can access it here with your map, group, and difficulty. These are the different difficulties. There is easy, medium, hard, very hard, and extreme. Beyond that, we have desolation levels 1 through 5. Desolation 1 is actually available in the demo, and with higher difficulties, the monsters are more challenging, but you get bonuses. Starting at hard difficulty, you gain access to a new type of equipment. Draconic equipment, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I have not found a piece of this gear yet, otherwise I would show it off. And then once you jump into the desolation difficulties, you actually gain access to mythical items. So this is a pretty interesting thing, and I just wanted to point out the difficulties. These are not exclusive to the Dungeon Purification. As far as I'm aware, it's for the difficulty of the whole time you're playing all the different game modes. The way that you access Dungeon Purification is you go to your map and you click on Dungeon Purification. You go right over there. There's an NPC you can talk to, and you just click confirm, and you'll go right on in there. And again, this is in the demo version of the game, so if any of this changes at the launch of Early Access and throughout, of course, we'll come out with updated videos for that. Once you've entered the dungeon, over here on the left side of your screen, you're going to see this meter. This is kind of your purification meter. You can see your percentage. And once this is at 100%, a boss portal will spawn. There's also a damage meter in here if you want to check that out. But this really doesn't pertain much to the endgame mode, but it's cool to track your abilities' damages, I guess. Now, while you're in this game mode, if you happen to die, we're going to go ahead here and take a death just so we can show you the actual interface here and what it looks like. So when you do die in this dungeon mode, there is a penalty. You can choose to return to the city or simply respawn. If you respawn, you'll get a penalty to your maximum health. But the next time you return to the city, that penalty will be gone and you'll have your full life pool back. And another thing to note when you're in this mode as well is there is a town portal you can use. However, if you choose to leave the dungeon this way, you cannot return to this dungeon. It is closed and you'll have to restart again. So here's what that interface looks like. It tells you right here, it's a one-way portal, and then we can go back to town. Now for the rest of this video here, I would kick over to some pre-recorded footage, so bear along with me. So you can see here our meter has filled up and there is the boss portal. You're going to go in there, and I'm going to pause this footage here real quick. So what you're going to see up here in the top right of your screen underneath your mini-map, and I wanted to go ahead and point this out to you here. So the top bar is the timer. This is the time until the boss spawns. The meter underneath is this purple one, and these are your events. These little nodes here that you can kind of check mark off as you progress, and you fill up this bottom meter just simply by killing monsters. So the more monsters you kill, the more you fill the meter. Each time that you pass one of these nodes, that's a chest that you will unlock when you complete the whole event and kill the boss. So in order to fill the meter, you need to be killing real quick, also while dodging mechanics. So let's go ahead here, and I'll just kind of show you a little bit of what a boss encounter looks like. So this is actually one of the easier boss fights. These obstacles are pretty easy to avoid, the lightning and stuff, but there's other boss arenas where the whole ground will be frost novas and you have to find a safe spot to stand. There's even a boss fight where it pulls you in the whole time and you have to keep getting away from this thing. And if it pulls you all the way into the center, you start taking damage. So it's pretty involved. We'll go ahead and jump forward here. You can see at this point in the fight, I've killed enough to at least get one chest. I don't remember how many we get from this whole encounter. I can't remember if I got, looks like I only got one chest from this encounter here. The bosses are usually pretty easy to kill. The hardest part really is just the obstacles in these boss arenas. Yeah, you can see I got one chest. Now, if we would have got all three, you'd have 3 chests to loot at the end. And then you just go back to town, and that's the end of your dungeon Purification run. That's the dungeon purification mode in Dragonkin the Banished. Personally, I find the endgame mode really chill and fun because it's just simply mindless. The second game mode that's going to ship with early access, from my understanding, again, I don't have my hands on this yet, but it is called hunts of different types, and you can modify them and kind of pick which ones you want to do, which is cool and has its place. But I really like the dungeon purification thing because you can just go in there and it's just, you don't have to decide. You just go in there and slay monsters and get good loot. Now, if you do decide to jump up the difficulty, I've noticed you find significantly more legendary items dropping in those difficulties, and the legendary items are pretty exciting. Maybe we'll do a video about different gear and itemization at a later time. That's going to wrap it up for this Dragonkin the Banished Dungeon Purification video. Hopefully you found this video useful and or entertaining. If so, don't forget that like button and subscribe to the channel if you think I've earned it. Please consider becoming a YouTube channel member today. The support means the world to the family, and you also unlock some pretty fun perks, such as behind the scenes, member-only videos when I crank out a whole big batch, and more. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.